listen, Beefy. I've had no formal education.
Welcome back, folks. Let's play Baldur's Gate 2, the Enhanced Edition, The Shadows of Arm. And when last we left off, Vithal learned to his great regret that you should never try to rip off Dornil Khan. He let slip that he wasn't giving the party an equal share of the treasure, and before we knew it, Dorn was demanding all of it and combat was inevitable. Fortunately, we weren't combating an inevitable, and that's a joke that I'm always going to think about using every time I say that combat's inevitable. It's just one of those things that gets stuck in your head. We did manage to prevail, all thanks to the Breach spell, a spell that I must admit I never really use enough. I really should use it a lot more often against really powerful wizards. Really makes them vulnerable to my front line. I then took the time to learn a lot of spells. Edwin now knows Abi Dalzim's Horrid Wilting. He also knows Time Stop and Wail of the Banshee. And I got rid of the Carrion spell at level 6 and learned Improved Haste. We got rid of a spell here, and now Improved Haste will be ready to be used when we rest. We can't cast level 9 spells yet, but when we can, oh my, when we can, we're going to have a Time Stop, a Wail of the Banshee, and a Freedom all ready to go. The Freedom is going to be very important. Let us rest. And oh, we're being attacked by Umber Hulks. That is not fantastic. And they all appear to be throwing their confusion thing at Dawn. That's very likely to work. And I don't think it actually did. We are very fortunate indeed. Let's deal with these Umber Hulks and then let us rest again. To be fair, Umber Hulks are typically seen in the Underdark. It's very apt that we would fight them here. That we were surprised by them, not so great. Also, I should probably take that ring. It's just there. We might as well grab it. Now, we're going to have to rest twice because Korgan will inevitably become fatigued after the Berserker's worn off. The Berserk was very important there. Protects him from the confusion effects from the Umber Hulk, as we've seen many times before.
Have you nothing else
Still don't have our spells back, which is fine. We have plenty of active spells even without resting and casting any. The party is so full of magical energy, just swirling magical power all over the place. You really wouldn't want to face these people seeing all the things that are just persistently going. The swirliness around Terri, the glowy thing underneath Dawn. You wouldn't be a mugger and go, I'll take those people on. And yet, some people in the game still try.
Yes.
And speaking of persistent magic, you need a stone skin. Much better. Now let us go in the direction of progress, which I believe is this way. We want to go up here. There is a way you can go. It may be a little difficult to see from here, but once we get over to the area, it will be very apparent. There it is, and there are all of the discarded spears and crossbows that the Kuatoa had. Let's move a little bit further forward. You may think that that's the area we need to go to meet the person that we need that gem for, but no. We have to go over this bridge. And if you're thinking, there's going to be some kind of trap here, you're absolutely right. There is. We're going to move you three back. We're going to keep Dawn and Terri here, and Korgan is going to go across the bridge by himself. A Drow war party teleports into the area, the stench of sinister magic pervading all. There is a Drow here with a quite nasty ranged attack, and there's also a warrior here. I kept Terri and Dawn back here because this is where most of the spellcasters are, and we want them gone now.
I'm busy, okay?
Let's get a haste going. A general haste, not an improved haste. There we go. That should be sufficient. We won't need to cast anything else. You should be absolutely fine. You need help? Well, unfortunately for you, help did not arrive. How are you doing down there, Korgan? Great? Brilliant. You're going to cast a spell. You're not going to live long enough to actually have the spell go off. And look at all of the goodies that we have got. There are loads of awesome things here. Let's start looting. beginning with you.
Aye, that may sound
Have
right.
some weapons here and some armor. That is full plate. There is a crossbow, and I believe there are some throwing darts there. Let's first see what this is. This is a Drow longsword +3. These swords are usually referred to as double-edged swords, war swords, or military swords. In many cases, a longsword has a single-edged blade. Most longswords have a double-edged blade and a sharp point at the tip. Despite the tip, the longsword is designed for slashing, not thrusting. This item, like most Drow equipment, is created using adamantine, an alloy of adamantite that quickly turns to dust if removed from the Underdark. We also have another suit of Drow full plate +5. And we know who's getting that. You're getting that. Even though it reduces your hit points by a few points, you now have an AC of -10, which is awesome. But we're not done. We still have this item here, a Drow crossbow of speed. 1 extra attack per round. That's pretty good, but we're not actually going to have you using that, because I prefer you to use the one that gives you fire damage. And we have here some Drow bolts of stunning. They're pretty good, and some Drow bolts +1. They're less good. As for everything else that we can loot, oh my, there's quite a bit. We have more full plate here, more full plate here, more full plate here, and a medium shield. The medium shield is a Drow shield +3. Armor class +4 is pretty impressive. This is not actually full plate, this is Drow adamantine chain +5. Pretty decent. There's some full plate. And there's more full plate. This full plate is going to you. You can't currently use this due to other equipment that is giving you magical effects. What thing is clashing? Is it this? No, it's not that. It's that, isn't it? Yes, it's that. We'll remove that. Give you that. Now you have an armor class of -13. You know what? I think that is a worthwhile trade, don't you? Yeah, I really think that was a good trade. I will sacrifice that 1 point of AC for that.
Yes.
What else do we have here? We have
What is it
these
now?
flails. Let's have a look at these. These are Drow flails +3. They're not bad, but they're also not the Flail of Ages. The Flail of Ages is far better. We'll certainly hold on to these. I don't think they really have any resale value, though, but I don't really remember if they do, so let's just keep a hold of them. We
I'm
do
busy,
have
okay?
plenty
I'm
of
busy.
room to
Have
do
you nothing
so.
else to do but bother me?
Well, I want you to identify these, if that's okay. There we go. You can hold on to all of these. They'll stack up, which is nice. And you can actually put that in Terri's bag of holding. There we go. And there we go. I thought that armor class capped at -10. My, how wrong am I? -13. Also, do we have another suit of full plate? I hope we do, because if we do, you're having some. We have not there. We might have to wait for more full plate. Nope, I'm wrong. There's one right here. I'm scattering them around various bags, which means you can't wear that because of something that is giving you armor. Is it? It's that, isn't it? Yes, it's that. But it's worth it because now you have an armor class of -12. And speaking of cloaks, you have one that gives you 1 armor, but somebody mentioned that it's probably better if I give him the Cloak of Displacement, as that gives... No, actually, no, it probably isn't. That only really protects him against some spells and missile weapons. Doesn't protect him in melee. This is actually better for melee. We'll keep it as it is for now. So now the party has -9 AC, -13 AC, -10, and -12. You still have -4, and you have a very impressive 0.
Yes.
But what do we do all this for? Also, there's more full plate here.
What is it
I
now?
suppose we could take it. It's not gonna hurt. I suppose you can identify it. I do really think that these will probably sell for pittance. If they sold for a lot of money, you could become absolutely wealthy. But again, I don't remember. We'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. We could go back to the sellers and discover that way, but there are other vendors that we can trade things to. Now here is a dark cave. We were told we needed a gem for the dark cave, and we're going to save before we go into the dark cave because we can really mess things up if we're not careful. That said, you really do have to blunder through this dialogue to get into trouble, but that's still possible.
If that's what
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
This stairway may look familiar. That's because we've seen this kind of stairway before encountering a very particular type of creature. What creature is that? Just keep stepping forward. Forward. Forward.
Welcome. Welcome to my lair. I have watched your progress with great interest.
Be Eidolon, everybody! A silver dragon. And we were told to be polite. So let's be polite. My lady, you honor me with your words. I'm sure I do, but flattery is not why I have allowed you to come here. Do not think me too generous. I am not as tolerant as others of my kind. I am Eidolon, the Guardian, and I have done my duty as well as I have been able for many a century. I was not the first, but I know the history. My charge is the elven ruins above, an ancient temple that marks the gateway to the Underdark. There are others elsewhere, but this was the first. The first what? The temple marks where the elves of Dark Hearts first descended, truly separating from elven kind and becoming Drow. The Drow keep the outpost of Ustnatha here as a symbol, one that is fought over regularly, though I have governed the hostilities and seen peace for decades at a time. But there has been a crime here recently, and I can no longer honor my commitment. I will ask your assistance, and in return, I will aid you. Let's not be greedy here. Let's not ask for the hoard. You do not ever ask a dragon for their hoard. If they feel like you deserve some of it, they will give it to you, and you will be very gracious when they do. Let's not annoy the silver dragon. Speak calm. I will listen and see what I can do. Silence! I will tell you when you may speak. This is a very important matter, and I will not be interrupted. Terri, don't get the beast angered. I don't put much stock in our chances. The Drow respected the borders of this place for centuries, only venturing out for sport and small skirmishes. That was the balance. The two you seek, this Bodhi and John Irenicus, I believe they have made a deal with the Drow for their own safe passage, and offered a way to tip the scales against their elven enemy. And they just strolled on by? Pardon me, madam, but you are no Smurf Neblin begging for help. Did you not sense their despotic nature? Edwin, don't taunt the dragon! It's only a dragon, Cork, and I can deal with a dragon. We've dealt with 2 dragons. Yes, but this is dragon number 3. You don't know how powerful the 3rd dragon will be. We didn't know how powerful the 1st and 2nd were either. Fine, I will not taunt the dragon, despite the fact that we could easily deal with the dragon ourselves. One day you're going to say the wrong thing to the wrong person and you're going to die. You know that, right? But that is not today, my friend. It's not today. Ugh. You may ask why I do not extend my influence. I cannot. Irenicus bargained with my most prized possession. He violated my lair and stole from me. They have taken my eggs. Vile creatures! Such a crime is unthinkable. I have been informed that to move from my lair is to cause the destruction of my eggs. It is the final straw in a long list of atrocities I have been witness to. Clever indeed. They managed to take the one thing that could hold your wrath at bay. Brilliant. Now who is taunting the dragon? Shut up. You must retrieve them for me. Do this, and I will reveal a safe escape route to leave the Underdark, one that emerges close to where Irenicus plots his next move. In addition to placing you near your target, I will also make a gift of an item from my hoard. It will be powerful and worthy of your service. I wonder what it is you think I can do. You ask me to face an entire Drow city. I realize the danger of the request, but I do not ask you to simply assault the place. No, there is a much more subtle way to succeed. You will take the identity of a group of Drow I dispatched recently, a party from another city destined for Ust-Natha. I will transform you, and you will be able to pass among the Drow with ease. They will not see through the fiction I create. When you arrive at the gate, tell them you are from the city of Ched-Nasad, and that you seek sanctuary within Ust-Natha. There are many things that could go wrong with this. Adalon is a very powerful wizard, being a dragon of great age, but magic is not unbeatable. Point number 2 is a very significant one. We know nothing of the Drow. I question the logic of this. I do not know the ways of the Drow as well as I should. Improvise. They are in the turmoil of war at the moment and will overlook much. They will not turn away extra hands. You might also consult the Drow you travel with. I'm sure she will be a fountain of knowledge. She has an interest in not being discovered, I understand. Vaconia, is it not? You are a rogue, and as much reviled by the Drow as any surface dweller. Still, if you seek redemption and betray me, I will end your life. You need not threaten me. Just see to the transformation. You will not be discovered by any other means than your own mistakes, so be careful not to make them. Let the casting begin, then. Yes, let it be done.
It is done. You now resemble the denizens of the Drow city, complete with a house insignia that will not draw undue attention. I suggest you act like Drow when speaking to anyone you meet.
You will also have knowledge of the language of the Drow, and your speech will be heard as though you have spoken their dark tongue all your life. The illusion will last as long as it needs to. Trying to leave the city through their main gate to the surface will dispel the magic. You will be on your own against impossible odds. I am sorry, but I must protect my interests. The only safe escape is through my influence once the eggs are recovered. As long as you honor the deal, I will be content. Thank you. Remember, you are from the city of Ched-Nasad. Take a Drow name as well. Use Veldrin. It is commonly used. And now, the party looks like a party of Drow.
Go
It's a
bother
very,
someone else.
very good disguise indeed.
Yeah,
Let's hope it holds. And so,
very well.
let us leave here.
I like
Unfortunately,
to
we
shine.
couldn't do anything about Lillicor. Lillicor may very well betray that we are not Drow, but who's going to listen to a talking sword that is quite mad? And the answer is quite a few people might listen to a talking sword. Now let us see if we can find
would you
our
like?
way to the city itself. Is it up here? This is when I do not remember how to get there at all. Ah, it's this way. It's this way. This way to the dragon, this way to the city itself. We have to go through here. And it would seem like there's combat going on? No, not combat. Somebody just rushed into the city. Good thing we are disguised as Drow, otherwise that could have ended poorly. The gates open.
Do not question the matron mothers.
Who is there? You are Drow, but there are no scheduled patrols this day. Identify yourselves. Stand strong, Terri. The Drow cower before no one, least of all their own. Yours is the power here, Terri. Females are the dominant leaders. Act accordingly. Intruders without cause will be killed where they stand. Speak your purpose. Stand down, male worm. I am Veldrin from the city of Ched-Nasad. Let me pass. My apologies. I merely follow my duty in questioning you. You are welcome to pass, Veldrin of Ched-Nasad. There would normally be an extensive questioning of you, but we were expecting your group from Ched-Nasad. Your late arrival has delayed the plans of Solufine. Enter quickly, and be sure that you seek Solofine's counsel. He of the Fighters Society will instruct you on your conduct within Uznatha. Be aware that your welcome is conditional, and that if you fail to meet with him or fail him in any other way, you will be hunted for sport by all that care to join in. The Male Fighter Society is in the north end of the city, past the Female Fighter Society, and just before the Spider Pit. And with that, we are allowed in. And so, when we come back, folks, we will enter into the Drow City and see for ourselves just how terrible the place is. It's very terrible indeed. How terrible? Oh, I'm sure you can imagine. Just imagine that and then think of something 2 times worse. It's not a nice place. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.